Hi everyone. So I've been riding it for the weekend and wanted to give my initial thoughts, just because I know there's a lot of questions out there and I'm sure you all are curious. So I'm going to get the gripes out of the way, and they're really nitpicky and small. First gripe, it's kind of difficult for me to know which side is the front of the board, so I don't know if you can see this or not, but I painted the nails here, painted the hardware, red is the back, white is the front. Pretty simple solution, not that big of a deal. I mean, come on. The hatch can be a little bit difficult to open, but I just use keys to open it, and you can get under there. And that's about it. From there on, I only have good things to say. Keep in mind, I've only ridden this probably, I think around 30 miles this weekend, so it's not like I can say a lot about the durability. So what can I say? This deck itself is very, very solid. And you know, what I've come to realize is that there's a lot going on here. There's a lot of electronics, there's batteries and a lot of different components in here. And yet this feels like one solid piece, like it was carved out of one dense block of wood. Which is really good. It's like a very, you know, I think it's like the old car phrase where they talk about how something is confidence inspiring. Nothing in this board rattles. Nothing, no weird noises. It doesn't creak or anything. It's just solid. Everything in here. It doesn't feel like there's empty air in here. It just feels like a really dense piece of wood. Is the feeling I get. The ride is very, very smooth. You know, it's a testament to the wheel and the wheels being so large, and probably the entire system. As far as electric skateboards go, I would say that one of the most comfortable rides is the boosted, and I don't think this is that far off at all. Which is a lot to say since this is a very, very stiff deck. I mean, it's about as stiff as you can get. And Chicago is very, very bumpy. So I also had a lot of questions about the drivetrain. I don't know if you can see here, there's a little bit of some battle scars here. A lot of gravel and you know, detritus all over the road, so it's gonna happen, and fine with that. Gives it a little bit of character. As far as the drivetrain goes, I did try to take it apart because, you know, I'm personally curious. And the wheel gear is actually, I think it's attached to the truck. And I didn't want to go so far as to take it all apart because I'm using this to commute tomorrow, and I didn't want to go down that path. And let's see, the tensioner is pretty easy to take apart, and there's a little bit of, you can flip this, so there's a little bit of leeway there if you want to give it more tension or less tension. I don't know if you can see that, it's oblong here. What's interesting is like the tensioner on the back side is on the bottom, and the tensioner on the other side is on the top. And there's very little clearance here. So I think, you know, this is all very thoughtful in how it was done. Yeah, still haven't hit full speed. Frankly, that frightens me. It's fast. I was using an extended BLDC tool from Acmaniac, and I was just messing around with a lot of beginner settings, and I set the top speed to 10 miles an hour, but didn't change any of the other settings, I was like, oh, this is going to be slow, and I almost fell off the board because the acceleration was still there, and it just punched right out. Just so you know, you got to be ready for it, and it's fast. I want to talk about the weight of the board, and you know, I've been thinking about that quite a bit because I think that's the biggest gripe that people have with this board. And when I was buying this board, the way that I was thinking about it was, it's 10 pounds more than like a boosted board. And what's 10 pounds? It's like a laptop. So for that weight, what am I getting? I'm getting far more range, far more durability. Just the whole like anxiety around range is non-existent. This thing, you know, when I was riding pretty early on and I wasn't going above, you know, staying around low 20s, and the watt hour calculations in the Acmaniacs app was saying that you know, after 7 miles I still had 36 miles of range left. So this thing, you know, if you're not going very fast, it can probably go forever. It could last a week. Range just isn't a concern at all, which is freeing. You don't have to carry your charger around, you don't have to do any of that crap. I guess, if you have any more questions, happy to answer them. This is something really quick that I threw together. I'm going to try to put together some ride videos soon.